Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Surah Yusuf, ayah number 7. لقد كان في يوسف وإخوته آيات للسائلين إذ قالوا ليوسف وأخوه أحب إلى أبينا منا ونحن عصبة إن أبانا لفي ضلال مبين. Respected brothers and elders, this is a ayah that I have recited from Surah Yusuf, a very unique surah of Allah Ta'ala inside the Quran. It's known to be the greatest story narrated inside the Quran, and this story consists of many lessons. However, these lessons, according to what Allah declares, is لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي يُوسُفَ وَإِخْوَتِهِ. So normally we understand that we derive the lessons from the hero of the story. However, this ayah is saying that the lessons are not only in the hero, it's not inside only Yusuf alayhi salam, but there are lessons to derive from wa ikhwatihi, from his brothers also. Ayatun lis-sa'ilin. Who will derive these lessons? Who will be able to benefit from these lessons? People who are sa'ilin, people who are eager to learn, or sa'ilin can also be people who feel themselves needy. As long as we regard ourselves needy of knowledge, then we will be able to derive lessons from these stories. And my dear respected brothers, that is, when will we acknowledge that the Quran is the blessed miracle that me and you have available to us to grant us guidance through every avenue and every bend in our journey through from birth till the end. So Allah Ta'ala says, إِذْ قَالُوا, when the brothers said. So as you can see, the ayah started by saying there are lessons for the needy or the lessons for the eager in the life of Yusuf and in the life of the brothers. So it should have started with Yusuf. But here it says, when they said, so it's talking about the lessons that we are deriving from the brothers now. So when the brothers said that indeed Yusuf and his brother are more beloved to our father than us, despite us being the stronger group. Indeed, our father for sure seems to be in a great, clear, misguided attitude. Now, one thing we understand from here is that the brothers could not have thought this at one given time. Maybe one of them thought it, maybe another of them thought it, maybe two or three of them felt like this. But rather than addressing this feeling with the person it concerns, i.e., their father, rather than addressing this issue that they're feeling disregarded, they're feeling less loved as children. And don't forget, my respected brothers and elders, Yaqub alayhi salam, the father here, in no way is a incompetent father. In no way was he an unfair father. He was probably having to give them tough love for something that they did wrong. And as a result of that, that was difficult for them to digest, and therefore they deducted that he loves them, he loves so and so more than us. But what does love mean? When you love somebody, respected listeners and elders, it does not mean you take away their opinion. There's one thing where you love them, but it doesn't mean you control their opinion. So here, the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam loved their father and wanted their father's love in return, but their love for their father, or their wanting from their father, was so strong that they kind of became possessive and controlling, in the sense that you should not be conducting yourself in such a manner towards our brothers, and you should not be conducting yourself in such a manner towards others. So in one way, loving someone whereby you begin to have control over them, or whereby you try to direct their feelings, is not the ideal form of love, as we can understand from the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, and where the brothers tried to do that with their father, whereby they were trying to understand, or not trying to understand, trying to compel their father's love towards themselves. So one lesson we understand from the brothers is that if you have an issue, address it with the person. So one or two or three of them, there was 10 of them. 10 of the brothers that kind of conspired this trickery against Yusuf alayhi salam. There was 10 of them. Not all 10 of them felt like this at the same given time. One of them maybe felt it, maybe two of them felt it, maybe three of them felt it. But because three of them did not go and address it with their father, they began to speak with each other, and they kind of subliminally convinced each other that, yeah, it seems like this, it must be this. So what's happened is, because that issue was not addressed with the person in question, the snowball had become a large destructive avalanche. So, my respected brothers and elders, sometimes things like this will happen in our relationships. Not sometimes, many a times. This is a exemplary situation whereby the father is not a inadequate father. He has been used as an example in the Quran as fatherhood, as parents. Allah Ta'ala has given us the example of Yaqub alayhi salam. But of course, the example that was given to him was he was a father for tricky children. His children were difficult. His children were challenging. So that's the example to follow for me and you. Many of us are fathers, many of us are parents. So Yaqub alayhi salam, later on you'll notice, he did not really turn on his sons. He still acknowledged them. He still kept them with him, despite having some hint of knowledge into the insight of knowing that Yusuf alayhi salam had been vindicatively attacked by them, or disregarded, and now he's lost hold of his own beloved son Yusuf alayhi salam as a result of these sons of his. But he did not let go of them. He did not disassociate himself from them. Rather, he held back patiently and continued to pray to Allah Ta'ala. So many a times we have to bite and swallow the bitter pill for a moment or two in our lives, in hope, in prayer that it will pass over and it will get better. This is a lesson that we can definitely absorb from the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. Yaqub alayhi salam later on in the story did not even when it came to advising his other sons, he showed love towards them. That when you enter the city, entered through different avenues and different doors. We don't want people's eyes to set upon you as 10 strong members of one family. This can invite the evil eye. So, my respected brothers and elders, as parents, we will be challenged from our children. As elders, we may be challenged from our youth. It's about bearing patiently, and if we have an issue with anybody, then we should try to address it with them directly, rather than making it a source of gossip and chit chat, because that only develops. If solution is what we're after, then solution is in keeping it tight and contained, and not spreading it, because in spreading, that's where shaitan, inna shaitana yanzaghu baynahum. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, وَقُلْ لِعِبَادِي إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَنْزَغُ بَيْنَهُمْ. That say to my servants, the shaitan is out there trying to cause havoc in between them, trying to cause dispute. He's there to develop dispute in between people. So let's not give an iota of space to shaitan to delve into our societal relations, our family relations, our brotherly relations. And the best way to do that is to come straight forward and discuss the matter at hand with the person involved, rather than discussing it with others and developing something that didn't have to develop, giving growth to something that didn't have to grow. And this is what we can learn from the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, because Allah Ta'ala narrated them as well and said in their lives, there are lessons for me and you as eager learners of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala continue to bless me and you with the opportunity to learn from the Quran, to earn from the Quran, to benefit from the Quran. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.